Hello, my dear friends. Welcome again to another episode here in our CBLE channel here in YouTube. Salamat sa inyo nga pagtambong, pagtanaw sini sa atong mga videos diri. And I hope that hopefully these videos that I am showing here in this channel can help you with your spiritual life. Now, antes ako sugod, I would like to remind nga hindi siya kilala nga live ka mo magtanaw, no? I got some feedback nga sila nila why sila katanaw ng sang video or due time na natanaw nila kay hindi sila kaabot sa 8 o'clock nga premiere sini. Ang ako mahambal is this, hindi ni siya one time showing. So, ga-premiere lang kita ya 8 o'clock kay para may ara na siya sang shall we say moment nga ma-upload ang video kag makita sang gusto ya nga makadungan tan-aw sa iban, no? So, it's just one way of publishing this video kung nga ginabutang naton siya at 8 o'clock in the evening. Pero di bot silingon ako hindi kakaabot sa 8 o'clock ay hindi mo na matanawan because after the 8 o'clock nga pwede na replay na siya. Ara na siya sa file or sa shall we say ara na siya na record na sa channel and you can access the videos that are already premiered, no? So even way back from the very start of this channel, pwede niyo makita ang mga videos. So please don't be confused that the videos will only be for live audience. That is not correct. This is premiere. It will go at that time at 8 o'clock in the evening. Pero after that, pwede na matanaw. So hopefully that will that will clear up some of the misunderstanding with regards to the showing of the videos here. So I hope it's clear now. And another one, I know that you are now going back to your normal quotation way of life. Kaya nagbag-o naman gid ang aton nga levels of quarantine, and we are now on the here in Negros in the modified community quarantine. So nagagamay ang level of alertness kabalugid ako nga ang iban sa inyo nagbalik na sa inyo nga mga obra, sa inyong mga negosyo, kung sa inyo pa nga mga ginahikot sa inyo nga pangabuhi, no? So and maybe that is also the reason kung nga some of you are no longer watching the videos live, no? Kaya do may makita ko nga mga tao nga waay na sila. So I would prefer to think that you are now busy rather than abandoning me. Ang iban man na to, iban man yan, nagatanaw sila pa nagatanaw. So anyway, whatever the case is, I am very grateful for your continued support. So, kita nagamat-amat na kita balik, no? Amat-amat na kita balik. As of now, this is June 1, 2020, first day of the month of June. Amat-amat na tabalik sa aton nga nakagawian. Pero please don't forget that the threat of the virus is still with us, no? When nadula yung virus siya, it doesn't mean nga MCGQ na kita, no? MGCQ na kita, modified general community quarantine. While nabot silingon nga the virus is also gone, ara gihapon ng virus. The virus is still present and is still existing. Ang malaki sa sometimes I am frustrated with people who are don't want to go into the details, but sometimes nabala nga masilingaw at tudluan mang tao nga mag social distancing. Gatudlo ka sa tao nga social distancing, pero ikaw man mismo hindi man niya imo ka sunod sang social distancing nga ahaw wala pata pihak ang imo meeting. No, ano klase niya? Wag ka naging bro sa imo kabuya sa aking meeting. No, so lang di bala amo na gani nga nagpag-utang-utang na ang gobyerno nato no kadako sa ato nga nagasto kay nga para we should stay at home. Di pero iba niya ang boto nga batasan kundi ito yung may stay at home, ito man yung sagay lagaw, ito man yung sagay meeting. Kasi kay kinanlan. Ti kinanlan gani. Kaya tanan man na kinanlan, man tanan. Sino ba lang hindi kinanlan how? No, for example, ang Congress ta, ang Senado ta, nagkakuamas lang gani, no? They are doing their part nga mag social distancing tapos kita ya, walang paki. Dito hindi siya nami nga batasan nga personal nga pag gusto lang kita ko nung himuon taya, no? Kahit so do wala kaya black pagibalo nga do walang pakialam bala sa mundo bala, no? So I'm not condemning people, I'm not judging them, pero I think it is up to us Gijaya to do social distancing. And social distancing involves not merely the 2 meters apart. Pero ina balang the idea balang nga kung hindi may kilala nga magwa, hindi rin sagwa. Kung may makilala magtipon-tipon, hindi mga nagtipon. Nan, kaya ay ambot. Hindi kita nato niya makwano. Do ba nato, duway na buwas. Duway na buwas. Gani kay tuko duway na buwas. Hala, tanan na lang ako. Mas importante ko, brad, that's why may meeting gid. Well, as I said, ara man ang technology. Galing kita yung batasan tabala no. Hindi kita kabalik, hindi kita ka-adapt to the new technologies. Namon na problema naton. Kaya kilala naton yung matubangay kita ka magharaka sa kwanda pasik kay laway da. No? Kung matubangay ka mo daga iban, why magamas? Kabit din sa kilis ang kwa, mo arito sa maskara. What's the purpose of all those things? Diba lang? That's why I cannot find logic in that. Okay, diba sigaw sa father, wala kami kwan kaya naman mag-ubra. Well, kasi hindi ko mag-ubra. What I'm trying to say here is, let us just follow what our government is trying to tell us. Because hindi siya naglahog. No? Hindi siya naglahog ng COVID ini. Kung kaisa doon, hindi nato mabatsyagan, kiti wala kita sa kwan eh. Do wala tabal na feel, kay ti wala ka pa naiguan. Kisa kita nga tao mo ginagino, kita Pilipino, parakpalak lang kita kung isa sa aton o ikaw mismo na iguan na sang kilat. Anyway, so siguro one of those things or one of the reasons why it seems nga hindi kita pahimuyong kay because we have a surplus of time in our hands, no? Sobra-sobra ang oras. Sa una, and that is our topic today. How Nowen would try to see time. Anong pananawan ni Henry Nowen sa time? And how can time move from opaqueness to transparency? Because that is still our topic for today. How to move from opaqueness to transparency. Amo na sa nahambal ko in what I'm saying is kadamo na sa panahon nga ari sa ato mga kamot, we have plenty of time, we have surplus of time. Sometimes we don't know what to do with our time, especially during the time that we were in the ECQ when no one is really allowed to go out. So what do? Wala. We are clueless as to what to do with the time that we have, because before we are so familiar with our routines, no? Like for example, when you wake up, you prepare you clean, you prepare for your work, you take a bath or whatever you do, your daily rituals, you prepare your breakfast, you go to the office and so on and so forth, and then you go up until the time na mapuli na, and then the rotation or the routine repeats itself. But during the time when we were in the ECQ, we really have a surplus of time. We don't know what to do with our time. So at the very start, at the very start of this quarantine period last April, what we did was to almost use up all our times in the social media. Then later on, when the social media gets already, shall we say, boring already, or you are already satiated with the social media, ano naman ginimo naton? Ate, sa mga movies naman, we have movie marathons from the morning till until we go to sleep, till we go to bed. So, plenty of things that seems now to be unproductive, but at the same time, we don't know what to do with our time. Yan. Plenty of time. Surplus of time. Okay. So, let's go back before this COVID-19 pandemic. What do we have? We have a life that is controlled by time. Di ba la? So you go, for example, if you're a student, you have to wake up at this time in the morning, you have to go to school by this time or else you'll be late, and then you have your schedules and so on and so forth. The same is true with those who are working. You have to go to work at this certain time of the day, and you have to finish your work at a certain time of the day also. So, and then you do your other routines. And sometimes, we feel that 24 hours is not enough. No? Kadamo kayo sa aton sina. So, wala pa kita gina quarantine, daw panduman naton, ang aton nga kabuhi, kulang ang 24 oras. Kulang. No? Kadamo sa brahon mo, kag feeling mo, nga akadasis ang panahon. Oh, anay nga, wala kita ginaobra, sobra-sobra man ang panahon. I am not a psychologist, no? And I would not talk about the psychology of time. But I will be talking now from the perspective of knowing. He said that time is experienced by man in two forms. Chronos, and that is the successive unfolding of events in time. Usually, for example, you have your schedules, or today is Monday, tomorrow is Tuesday, so on and so forth. That's chronos, chronological. That is where we got the word chronological. Chronos is also time, but that is just merely an experience of a succession of events. One event unfolding into another event, no? Or one event after another. No? That's the chronos. How about the other way of looking at time? And that is kairos. I think you have heard about this term. No? But kairos is still time. Pero it has a different nuance rather than just merely chronos. Kairos will be involving the meaning that you give to that time, the experience, the personal meaning that you give. Sometimes, we have this experience of kairos. Nablang, it seems nga, time passes so fast because you are a participant in an event that is, shall we say, meaningful to you. Yan. There is meaning in what you do. That time is irrelevant. For example, when you are with your loved ones, you don't keep time. Saying, okay, next activity. Walang schedule. Especially, for example, kung nagkapagayap lang kamo, or no, kaya mo na yung sweet romantic nga stage of love. I think that's the best example of experiencing kairos. No? You don't, if you're, of course, at the start, though medyo ilangan pa yan, no? Especially awkward pa na sa the very start, kung bago pa lang ka mo, no? Getting to know each other. Pero if you enter into that romantic stage already, you just want to spend time with the person. You don't keep track of time. Sometimes kasi kaya kulang ba? Tapos na nga itong date. Di ba la? Mapuli na. O mabalik na sa inyo mga balay-balay. Kaya dating phase pa lang ka mo. And that is also the reason, kung nga akong kaisa, young people are thinking that if they prolong this kairos, the experience will still be the same. Lang iba nagalib-in na lang, no? Mas nga, kay romantic stage, palanggaanay sila. They feel good, no? And it seems na endless. The time is running fast. So, ano himuon niya? To extend the time. So, ano himuon sa mga lovers, no? Mga suitors, no? And when the loved ones, or love teams, whatever you call that. Ano himuon nila? They would prolong the kairos moment of the romantic phase. So, ano mo nila? Malibin sila. Una-una na, ma-outing-outing lang, no? Mga 2 nights together. Kasi, wala pa mas living together. Tapos, mamatawat na, spending vacation together. Kanami pa na. Tayo, dayon, maabot na ng panahon nga, masiling nga, kundi mag-seryosa kag do, wala man na yan silang kasal, masin sila malibin na lang kita. And then they found out that the magic is gone already. No? Wala na, tapos na. And what happened now? Chronos enters into the picture. Nawala na yung kairos. Yan. So, kairos now is a grace-filled moment. You don't force it. It happens. It's a grace. So, what we have, what we experience most of the time is the chronos. And Kairos can enter into that experience, the human experience, as a grace-filled moment. It's a grace-filled moment. It's a moment of grace and a moment that is filled with grace. Yan. So, gaabot na siya. Pero, paano mo ma-prepare ang self mo? How can you make yourself prepared for Kairos? Well, of course, the answer is by contemplative prayer. No? By the ability to wait. By the ability to be empty. No? Without expectations. Because sometimes Kairos will just come up as if it is out of nowhere. It is just like a lightning in broad daylight. Yan. An example of that is St. Paul's experience to Damascus. No, wala man tuging kwan wala man tuging plano nga on the road to Damascus makita si Jesus, pero napakita si Jesus sa iya out of nowhere. It's just, as I said, something like lightning in broad daylight, no? So it was not planned by Saul or by Paul, pero anong iyang nga leading to that, he is already preparing for that. How? By his seemingly negative search for the Christians. No, he's looking for persecuting the Christians, pero unknowingly he is actually looking for the Lord. So in the Lord came. So there are many ways by which we can experience Kairos. Pero as I said, how do we prepare? How do we prepare to move from that opaqueness of the experience of time as Chronos to that of a transparent experience of time as Kairos? Well, of course, as I said, to have a contemplative stance. That is to expect the unexpected. Yeah. To be empty so that we can be filled in. Okay? So that's how we do it. Okay, so for practical purposes, we can say that Chronos, when you are in Chronos, you will always be conscious of time wasted. Kung ang imo experience ng Chronos or sang time, pero may kanagabala, ay, nako, na-waste naman yung time ko. That's Chronos. So for example, nagpungko ka sa terminal, kay mahulat ka sa series, tapos may kabot ang series ang basa on time. Masanin ka, ay, nako, it's a waste of time. Yan. If we are having that attitude, that's Chronos, experience of time as Chronos, as one event that is supposed to succeed another event, an unfolding, a continuous unfolding of event. Yan. Pero, con Kairos ina, the same situation, you will say that you wasted, time is wasted. Here, in Kairos, you are wasting time. Ano po silingon? Wasting time because you know that the time that you are sitting there can be useful in other ways. Can be a moment of reflection. Can be a moment of patient and active waiting. Yan. Can be a moment of encounter with the Lord, and so many other things that you can do. For example, in a relationship. Sa relationship bala, as I said, nagkapaliyag ka, or between parents and children, between brothers and sisters, or anyone among friends. No? There's also an experience of these things. It can be Chronos or Kairos. Chronos is, mas ka nga, hay, matipon-tipon naman kita, it's a waste of time. Hindi ba lang, no? We could do something else, hagay kita libot-libot, waste of time yan. Oh, that's Chronos. Pero, kung mas ka nga, because I love these people and I find this event meaningful to me, I will consciously waste my time. Quotation marks. Or rather, if you don't want to use that word waste of time because I'm just making a play of words, you can say that I am investing time. Yan. So, kung amo lang imo nga pagminsaron, you spend time now consciously and aware of that the time is a resources that you use, is a resources that you can control, and that not the other way around, that you are being controlled by time. Yan. Kaya mo na, for example, if you are with your loved ones, whoever they are, you simply waste time for them. You don't count. You invest time, you don't count. Okay lang. Kahit na inuras ka na mapungko na ka maghala na isang istorya, okay lang sa imo nga ahaw, because you're experiencing kairos with your loved ones. So my dear friends, wasting time, time wasted and wasting time. If you consider that this time is wasted, that's chronos. But if you consciously, you are aware that you are wasting time, that means you are investing time, you are giving out time voluntarily, then that is kairos. So my dear friends, thank you for your time wasted listening to me. Pero mas ko nga wasted, not in the negative sense, but in the sense that you spend time, you are generous with your time, because you know it matters. That is what I mean of wasting time as kairos. Okay? You don't count the cost as actually. So, for example, you are doing what you're doing. What you're doing can be chronos. Masin ka, ay kadugay matapos kay Father. That's chronos. Because you'll see now watching my videos as a kind of a routine na lang. Pero if you find meaning in what I'm saying, and if you find meaning in our being together through this medium, and you are consciously wasting time, that means you are consciously giving your time, imagine mo, 20 minutes plus of listening to me, that's already a bulk of your time for the 24 hours. That's 1/2 of 1 hour already of your 24 hours. So you see? Pero kung nga ginaosikan yung chimpo nyo, nga magpamati sa akon, precisely because you find meaning. So again, thank you for your time. So maghambakit na nga, thank you for your time. It is not just merely an empty phrase, but it's really a meaningful gratitude, saying nga salamat because you spend time with me, or not only with me, but with any other whom you are relating with. You're spending time because you know it is meaningful to you. So my dear friends, thank you. Hope you answered the question that follows. And may God bless us all. By the way, happy Pentecost, belated, because it was Pentecost Sunday yesterday, the birth of the church, and the beginning of the community of believers. And may the good Lord bless us with the same fire that enkindled the hearts of the people, of the disciples during those times. Thank you, and answered the question for your reflection. See you again next time.